Now, Roku TVs are already a big deal in the US with that easy to use UI and access to thousands of apps. But this is the first time we are actually seeing a 4K Roku TV in the UK. And I must admit, I'm quite excited to unbox and test this one out. So, welcome to Chicks Tech Reviews. I hope you all are having an amazing day. So today I've got my hands on the latest Hisense Roku 4K Smart TV, and it's the R7 series. So Roku has teamed up with Hisense to bring you an interesting smart LED TV. This one is the 50-inch model featuring a 4K resolution with HDR support, and you have DTS Studio sound and lots more. Now the TV does come with an infrared remote control. It's a pretty feature-packed and responsive remote with some popular shortcut buttons at the top for Netflix, Google Play, Spotify and more. You also have your usual volume control, navigational, settings button, dedicated play, pause and skip buttons, and lots more. So pretty feature-packed remote, and it is powered by two AAA batteries which were included in the box. Now, setting the TV up for the first time was a very user-friendly experience. You just first of all select your language and then connect to the internet. Now this TV supports both dual gigahertz Wi-Fi and also the option to connect via Ethernet. And I'd like to mention the on-screen keyboard is smooth and fast to type on with nice large letters, so good for everyone. Now when you first connect to the net, the TV will initiate a firmware update, so definitely a good idea to let it finish this update before continuing further. After the update, you will need to follow the on-screen instructions to activate the TV. Now I actually did this from my smartphone. It was very straightforward. You simply register with your details, and when it comes to setting up Roku Pay, you can enter your card details if you want to buy or rent any content. Now I personally already pay for Netflix, Prime and Disney Plus, so I don't need to make any purchases, and all you do is scroll down to the bottom of the page and you can skip this payment section completely. Thereafter, select all your favorite apps and they will all be installed for you, and you can see the progress on screen. Now there is also a smartphone app called the Roku Official Remote, available on both Android and iOS. This app will connect to your TV wirelessly and will give you a full remote control experience, including the ability to manage all your apps, or channels as Roku likes to call it, and also wirelessly cast your photos and videos directly from your smartphone. And as this app uses Wi-Fi to connect to the TV, you can use it at much greater distances with less interference than a standard infrared remote control. Now quick look at the ports on the back. We have an antenna port, reset hole, headphone jack, HDMI 1 which supports ARC, HDMI 2 and HDMI 3. Now all three HDMI ports support 4K at 60 Hz. Now you also have an Ethernet port, one USB port where you can attach a hard drive and you can run your movies directly off USB, and finally you have your composite connections on the back. So let's quickly go through the Roku OS itself. Now you have your menu on the left and your channels on the right. Menu options are Home, My Feed, which gives you recommendations on what to watch next. You have Freeview Play for all your catch-up TV. You can also search for a channel to watch or download. Thereafter you have your streaming channels, which is basically a store where you can go ahead and download thousands of different apps or channels, which are all categorized for your convenience. And yes, there are an endless amount of channels that you can download. Finally, here are the settings which I will quickly skim through. So you have your network settings, remotes and devices, themes, accessibility, TV picture settings, TV inputs, audio, parental controls, home screen, payment method, privacy, and your system settings. Now here is a pro tip for you guys. Some of you may not be getting 4K 60 Hz resolution on your PlayStation 4 Pro, and also HDR is disabled. So my PlayStation Pro was giving me 1080p resolution with no option for HDR. Now there is a not so obvious step that you need to do in order to enable the 4K 60 HDR gaming. So on the Roku TV, you need to head over to the settings and scroll down to TV inputs. Then you need to press the right arrow to see all your TV inputs. And now you need to change the HDMI mode for each input from auto to HDMI version 2.0. Now if you do that to all your inputs, you will enable 4K at 60 Hz with HDR. Now, your PlayStation Pro, like magic, will recognize its true potential as a 4K gaming beast. You will see the resolution will be 4K. However, to enable HDR, you need to do one more step. Just go to the PlayStation 4 main settings and select sound and screen, and then select video output settings, and from here you'll be able to see the resolution is now 4K and HDR can now be enabled with no issues. Now let's talk about native 4K resolution and which apps actually support it. So beginning with YouTube, you can stream a maximum of 4K at 60 frames per second with HDR on YouTube. So next up, we're testing out Netflix. I opened up the test pattern video which showed that Netflix also supports 4K resolution natively.
Bagheera, if you will.
And the Amazon Prime Video app also supports 4K HDR. And sticking to the trend, Disney Plus also supports a maximum resolution of 4K with HDR.
The Black Panther.
So it looks like this TV supports all the popular apps that I tested in real 4K. So I guess now it's time to show you what 4K gaming looks like on this TV. Let's begin with the PlayStation 4 Pro, play a few games in 4K, and then we will move on to some 4K game streaming with Google Stadia. So let the games begin.
Foreign power from our soil. We are.
So there you have it guys, a 50-inch backlit LED TV supporting 4K. Now the TV is powered by a quad-core processor giving you a smooth performance whilst navigating the menus, installing apps and during general operation, opening and closing apps, etc. Furthermore, the Roku Smart OS is simple, easy to navigate, very user-friendly and lots of 4K supported apps from the likes of Netflix, Google Play, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus and lots more. Now you also have support for multiple HDR formats including HLG and HDR10. This TV also supports DTS Studio sound with two 7-watt speakers. Now the sound quality is decent enough for the price of this TV. The volume does get pretty loud and you do have some EQ presets you can play around with. But if you ever feel somewhat that the sound is underpowered, you can always attach your own soundbar or your own sound system via optical out. Now other features to mention, there is of course a Freeview digital tuner, so just connect your antenna as usual and auto tune in all your channels. Now you also have USB video playback, so connect a flash drive or hard drive with your favorite movies and watch it immediately on the big screen. Now bottom line, this is an affordable 4K TV, and as such we can't really compare this to the quality of the more expensive models, but more importantly this new affordable Roku TV does not have those issues which you usually find in cheaper 4K TVs, and I'm talking about terrible viewing angles and motion processing issues. So this TV does not have any of those issues. So based on all the ton of smart features included and the complete 4K licensing and capabilities, and not forgetting the pretty decent 4K HDR picture quality, I would like to call this the best smart 50-inch 4K TV you can currently buy at this budget price point. And with that being said, I will leave the links in the description so you guys can check this product out. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a brilliant day. I'll see you guys in the next one.